Now Huawei have finally launched their Watch Fit 4 along with the new Pro model out here that wasn't available as part of last year's Watch Fit 3, and these have been hotly anticipated wearables from Huawei given their wide compatibility with iPhones, Androids as well as Huawei phones. And a lot of people kind of look at these as Apple Watch alternatives, not just because of the way they look, but also because of their epic battery lives. And in this video, I'm just really excited to unbox these along with the new Pro model. Check out some of those hardware and software upgrades over last year's Watch Fit 3. And I'll probably take them out for a quick run to test them out and see what they're like when you're out and about. So without much delay, I'm going to start off with the new Watch Fit 4. Now this is the standard version and it comes in just one size. I've got it in this silver color with the gray nylon band, and there's a bunch of other colors available on Huawei's website, which is really good to see in this price range. Speaking of prices, this will set you back £150 in the UK or 170 euros in Europe. And I quite like the etching that Huawei have done in gold letters. Hopefully it's visible on camera with Huawei as well as the model name on the front. And I'm just gonna remove the seals on this and gonna show you how it unboxes. Really smooth unboxing experience there. And sorry, this is the Watch Fit 4 in silver, which I'll get to in a bit. I first wanted to check out what's in the box. So I can see there's a charger along with some manuals. And so that's what the Watch Fit 4 looks like, freshly unboxed. That's the side. I presume that's the speaker and mic. And there's two buttons on the side here. Really like this accented red crown on the side of the Watch Fit 4. Now, as I said at the start, the Watch Fit 4 Pro is a new model coming in 2025, and the box is actually chunkier than the standard version. I wonder what's inside this apart from the presumably chunkier Pro model. So the unboxing, very similar experience, nice and smooth. And wow, actually there's a difference in how the box looks. So there's some gold etching right around the watch here, which is really cool. And oh, there's like a lid thing going on out here, which wasn't the case with the Watch Fit 4. Now this is what it looks like in silver along with a green nylon band, and I'll get to this in a bit. Just wanted to show you what else is inside the box. Looks like there's a charger again and some manuals, but these other boxes on the inside don't feel like they've got anything in it. So I wonder whether this whole chunky box is unnecessary. Maybe the Watch Fit 4 Pro's box needs to differentiate itself from the standard version. So that's something you get with the Pro model. So this is what the Pro model looks like in comparison to the standard version of the Huawei Watch Fit 4. And like I said at the start, the Pro model now sits above the standard version, kind of like how the Apple Watch Ultra exists as a Pro or an Ultra model above the standard Apple Watch Series 10. What's not similar to the Apple Watch Ultra is the pricing of the Watch Fit 4 Pro. This thing will set you back £250 or around 280 euros. So that's really good pricing for some of the things that's coming into this Pro model here. So whilst both of these are starting up, I just wanted to talk about some of the hardware changes and differences between these two. Now in terms of chunkiness or weight, the Pro model is I think 3 to 4 grams heavier than the standard model here, so it's not going to be as noticeable as previously thought. And in terms of thickness, you can see the profile here, they're fairly slim. I think Huawei said that they're actually slimmer than the Watch Fit 3 that came out last year. So I'm really surprised to see all of this tech packed into these slim packages here. In terms of displays, both of them have a 1.82 inch screen, very similar to what we saw on the Watch Fit 3 last year. And in terms of materials, the standard version actually doesn't have a spec on what the glass or the display is made of. So I'm being optimistic and presuming that it's some form of tempered glass, but given there's no spec, I'm not very confident about the durability of the screen. Now, on the other hand, the Pro model's display is made up of sapphire glass, which is more durable than even Corning's Gorilla Glass 3 or any other form of tempered glass. So this is going to be more durable than the standard version of the Watch Fit 4. Now, another difference between these two is that the standard version's display can go up to 2000 nits peak brightness, which is actually more than last year's 1500 nit screen on the Watch Fit 3. But on the other hand, the Pro model's display can go all the way up to 3000 nits peak brightness, which by the way is on par with the Galaxy Watch Ultra as well as the Apple Watch Ultra. So really good news to see that spec upgrade on the Pro model here. Now, another main difference between these two is that the Pro model gets a titanium bezel around its glass display for enhanced durability, which hopefully you can see on camera, whereas the standard version's display is completely exposed like last year's Watch Fit 3. There's no plastic, metallic or any other form of titanium bezel on the Watch Fit 4. And another insane addition to the Pro model is a new water depth sensor with diving capabilities as per European norms, all the way up to 40 meters of water depth, something that the Watch Fit 4 again doesn't get. So Huawei is differentiating between these two versions quite a bit in 2025. Now, on top of that water depth sensor, only the Pro model gets ECG as well as skin temperature monitoring capabilities. The standard version doesn't get any of those capabilities. And the one feature that is actually coming to both of these that wasn't available in last year's model is the capability to track and monitor your heart rate variability, so you understand whether you're balancing your intense activities adequately with proper recovery periods. And like I briefly mentioned at the start, battery life has been a really strong feature of the Watch Fit series of wearables from Huawei, and that trend continues in 2025. So both of these watches come with an official battery spec of 10 days maximum usage on a single charge, with 7 days quoted as typical use on a single charge. So I'll be testing that out later on in a few weeks time, and that spec is actually similar to last year's Watch Fit 3, so no major changes there. In terms of heart rate sensor tracking and capabilities, there's actually a difference in what this looks like on the back. There's nothing official on Huawei's website, but you can clearly see here there's a difference in the way the LEDs are mapped out at the back along with reflective elements. So I'm guessing the Pro model has some form of an enhanced heart rate sensor from Huawei compared to the Watch Fit 4. And again, I'll be testing both of these out extensively for different activities like running, cycling, high intensity workouts, strength training, as well as outdoor hiking, and test them out against Garmin's new HRM 600 chest strap. Okay, so that's the hardware side of things out of the way, and let's talk about operating system as well as software. Now, both of these are using Huawei's own Harmony OS, and just from an initial look, it feels really snappy and fluid. So whatever Huawei have done in terms of processing power as well as software optimization seems to have worked really well. Really happy from an initial look here on the Pro model. And another major software feature that's coming to both of these watches that wasn't available last year is offline maps that you can download straight onto these watches and then use them whilst you're outdoors, whether in an activity or just for turn-by-turn navigation to route yourself to a specific destination. Now that is really impressive at these price points. I mean, offline maps previously were only available for really expensive sports watches like Garmin, Polar, Sunto or Coros, but these things coming to lower priced wearables like the Huawei Watch Fit 4 as well as some of those Amazfit wearables I reviewed a few weeks ago is really good news in the industry. Now, with those offline maps, only the Pro model gets some trail running specific features where in maps you can see terrain data, slopes, hills, as well as specific marked locations. That trail specific running feature doesn't come to the standard version of this watch, so just keep that in mind. Now, one new feature that's common to both of these is the ability to track 7 major aquatic activities whilst you're in the water. But on the flip side, only the Pro model is going to get 15,000 plus golf courses along with certain golf specific features. So If you're into golfing, which I'm not unfortunately, there's just one option, which is the Pro model of the Watch Fit 4 Pro. So I'm not going to dive into the activity profiles or the exercise modes on both of these watches. I'll do that later on in my full in-depth comparison, because I'm itching to take both of these out on a quick run to see what these are like whilst you're outdoors. So see you in a bit. Alright, so I'm just back from a really quick run using the Watch Fit 4 as well as the Pro model, and one of the first things that I realized when I took these out was the brightness of these screens. They're really crisp as well as sharp when using outdoors. I could clearly see all of my running metrics outdoors, and there's even a virtual pacer available here, which I think was helpful during the run. Now, moving on to the maps, I think Huawei have done a really good job with the clarity as well as the accuracy of these outdoor maps. I loaded my running route previously before I went out, and was pretty accurate in giving me the turn-by-turn navigation and guidance. And I was also surprised by the depth of performance metrics coming out of these after my run. So there's things like ground contact time, vertical oscillation, vertical ratio, even balance between my left and right foot as they strike the ground, on top of the usual running data like cadence, heart rate and pace. Really good first impressions, and I'm quite keen on testing these out for other activities as well, like cycling, high intensity interval training, strength training workouts, and a few more runs before compiling my full in-depth review for these watches. So there you go folks, a really quick unboxing and a first run experience using the Huawei Watch Fit 4 as well as the Watch Fit 4 Pro. Now, if you're new to this channel, make sure you press that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my full in-depth reviews of the standard version as well as the Pro model, and an in-depth comparison of the features that are coming to both of these, so you can make an informed decision on whether to upgrade to either of these watches from last year's model. See you in the next one.